Assalamu alaikum, welcome and karibuni to Aroma Zanzibar's kitchen. Today I'm going to share with you how I make this delicious, moist, juicy momos. So I'm going to start by making the broth, and I have used the bones from the chicken breast. I'm just making little broth. It's totally optional. So I added garlic, ginger, onion, peppercorns, and about 6 cups of water, and then some salt, and then I cooked it on high heat till I brought it to a boil, and then after that I reduced the heat and I'm going to skim it just like that. Very simple. And the broth is totally optional, but it's really delicious to dip in your momos, or to just have it with the momos. So now I'm going to start with the chicken. I'm going to use my food processor, but you can use a blender. This is about 500 grams of chicken breast, which is about a quarter pound. And if you have a good sharp knife, you can also pound it. And it just took a minute or so, not too long, to get the chicken nice like this. And then after that, I'm just gonna add the rest of the ingredients, which is onions, and also some cilantro, chopped cilantro, some garlic and ginger, green onions, and some salt, black pepper, and soy sauce, and also some ghee. I used about 3 tablespoons of ghee. You can use soft butter or melted butter. And this is to add the moisture to the ground chicken, because it tends to be dry and also adds extra flavor. All right, so I'm just going to mix this well to combine. And if you do want to add any more seasoning, or if you want to add green chilies like me, which I did forget, so I added some chopped green chilies. All right, and then I'm just going to keep this aside, and I'm going to start with the dough. Now for the dough, I used 1 cup of all-purpose flour and half a cup of cornstarch and a little bit of salt. And I'm going to start kneading it with hot water. But first you want to mix it. Now the dough is half of the amount of the chicken, because I didn't want to cook all the momos in one day. So if you want to have the same, so you don't have any leftovers, you may need to do 2 cups of flour and 1 cup of cornstarch, so that way you will not have any chicken left, because I'm going to cook this on Friday. All right, so I'm just going to knead the dough, and I started with 1 cup, but I did not use all the water, as you can see. And the cornstarch adds a little texture. It's really beautiful. If you don't have it, it's okay, but I would advise you to have it with a cornstarch. All right, it's easy to manage, and the dough is really, really soft. It doesn't pull back. So I knead this for about 5 minutes, and now I'm going to keep it aside, and we're going to start making the condiments. If you have chili flakes, go ahead and use chili flakes. I didn't have, so I just have to grind some. I needed 2 tablespoons for my hot garlic oil. All right, and this is another condiment, which is a tomato based. So we're going to add some chilies. Please use your discretion. You don't have to use as much as I did. We like it spicy. All right, so I'm just going to cut the tomatoes roughly, because I'm going to boil these and blend them, so I really don't need to be fancy about it. And to that, I added some water and some salt and some cilantro, and then I'm going to bring this to a boil and cook it halfway. Okay, reduce it. So my broth, I had to add extra water. Now for the chili, I added chili powder, salt, sesame seeds. I didn't have enough, and black pepper. Now I'm going to heat up some oil. You can use any oil. And then we are going to fry the garlic. You need to pay attention here. You want them brown, but you don't want them burnt. So just like this. And then I'm just going to pour it into the chili powder that I made. And then I'm going to add some fresh garlic. The tomatoes are ready, so I just added garlic paste. You can use whole garlic, because we're going to blend it. Since I had it, I just wanted to make use of it, and this condiment is ready. So now I'm going to start with the flour, with the dough. Okay, So you can make them small portions and roll them individually, but honestly, I do not have the patience nor the time, so I'm just gonna roll out a big one and then use the cookie cutter. You can use anything that's sharp. You can use a glass and cut the size that you want. This is about 4 and 4.5. So yeah, and yeah, momos are usually, they're very famous in East India, you know, Nepal, Meghalaya, Nagaland. I used to love this when I was in India, eating this during my school days, but I used to have beef ones. Anyway, so now I'm gonna put them in a plate. Please make sure you have enough flour so that they do not stick to each other, or you can cover them with saran wrap to separate, or parchment paper. Okay, so I'm gonna share with you the design that I really love, because it's easy for me and any beginner, and it's quicker too. So I got my chicken there, and I got one side is bigger and one side is smaller, and then I'm just gonna pinch. Very simple and very, very neat. Okay, I'm gonna pinch this nicely and then fold it just like that. Very simple. All right, and then the next design, I'm not very good at it. My daughter is. She's the Momo queen, so she does this most of the time, but they're in school, so I had to do it by myself. I still need to practice on this, but you know, anyway, as you can see, so it's one side bigger, one side small, and you pinch it on the side. Some people pinch it at the middle first, and then you plate it. There is a way of holding this, but I'm not a pro, so I'm just trying to do the best way I can. And you just fold the plates just like that, and there you go. All right, so now my soup was ready, my broth. I'm going to take some. This is, you can dip in the momos, or you can just soak them in, or you can just drink it separately. All right, and I'm going to keep some of the broth to steam. If you're not making the broth, you don't have to steam with the broth. You can just steam it with water. It's fine. So this is my bamboo steamer, which I really, really love. You don't have to use this. You can use the colander, and you get them some in the pressure cooker or rice cooker when you buy. You can use those, but I'll share with you 2 ways of cooking the momos, steaming the momos rather. So once this is done, I brush some oil and I'm going to put it here, and this is going to take about 20 minutes. Now the other way is, I've got my pan, my heat on high. I'm going to place these, and then if you have broth, you can use the broth. If you don't have, you can use water. And then we're going to cover it and create the steam. This will take about 15 minutes, flipping both sides, all right? Just like that. They're equally good. Now the brown color is because of the broth. It has a lot of fat, that's why. But if you do it with water, they're going to be nice and white. But I like the brown color, it's beautiful. So anyway, I keep adding as it finishes, but don't put too much because we don't want to boil these. You just want to create a steam. Okay, so that's it, and our momos are ready. Did I say that they're very famous in East India? Yes. Okay, so now these are ready too, and yep, we're just gonna serve this. And somebody's been waiting for me. She's literally standing there. She could eat 100 of these in a day. Okay, so the soup there, and this is how she loves hers, with the hot sauce, with the hot oil, and then she likes to dip it in here. Now for us, we just like it like this. And thank you so much for watching. For more recipes, please visit me at Aroma of Zanzibar. You'll find all the ingredients and measurements in the description box below. I wish you a wonderful weekend, and our momos are nice and moist and juicy.